And while the Mavericks were able to beat a path back from 24 to within 9, the Thunder closed the quarter strong to go back on top by 23 at the end of 3 at the American Airlines Center.
Lawson steps into it, and Dallas with back-to-back threes. Little punch out. Thunder got to track that down. Yeah, but it leads to the Doncic three, and here comes Dallas yet again. Outside, open shooter. And the Thunder once again trying to squash a Mavericks comeback. And now Dallas has a chance to tie or take the lead. Doncic. Henry trying to check him. The lob on top, and we are tied. As Dallas's offense all of a sudden cannot be stopped. 7 fourth-quarter threes. We got a whole new game here with 5.5 to go.
All right, let's go back to Dallas. You guys are up big in the fourth quarter, and the Mavs are on a big run now, and you're looking up at the scoreboard, and now you're tied. What's going through your mind there?
I think at first, when the first run started happening, it was more like panic, I guess, in the sense of like, oh man, like we're really blowing it, like we just did all this to kind of get back.
Because rewind back to the beginning of the fourth quarter, you guys are up big. Coach Mark takes a timeout, but then a minute later, Coach Mark takes another timeout when the Mavs cut it to 13. So what's that second timeout like coming on the heels of that first one?
Yeah, basically the same message, you know, keep playing with each other, but it was a lot more curse words involved and and a lot more yelling.
Because at the end of the day, Dub, it's a 30-0 run that the Mavs go on.
And Mark Daigneault has used his final timeout.
They now lead the game by 6, 117-111, outscoring OKC 33-4 since the quarter began.
That moment there is kind of where it did finally turn for you guys. What was that final huddle like? And Mark draws up an ATO that you get a dunk out of.
Yeah, honestly, it was to call a play.
But the Thunder, who have led by double digits for the majority of the game, plenty of time left to go, trailing by 6. There is a play out of the timeout.
He drew a good ATO, and then obviously I got a dunk, and then I think that kind of settled us because we hadn't scored in a while, so it was just getting that dunk. I think everybody kind of took a deep breath.
And you just could not emphasize the desperation for OKC on the offensive end.
But there's a twist to this. Than one of the main reasons we wanted you is we're going to ask you to remember a different game.
Okay. What's the difference?
Well, maybe, okay, it happened 2 years to the day of the Dallas game.
Oh, I think y'all told me.
Oh,
game.
You know about it?
Yeah, the Memphis game.
Yeah, no, that's one you probably don't want to think too much about.
And you just hear a crowd yelling, oh, y'all got the record for the worst loss in NBA history or whatever, and then we get to the locker room, it's real quiet. Yeah, but the next day the mentality was just like, it happens.
You have exposure to the highs and lows of competition, and competition comes with great joy, and also comes with grief and frustration and anger. And when you step in that ring, you know, that's what you expose yourself to is all of those things. That's what makes it such a fulfilling experience, and that's why the joy feels so good, because, you know, when you get punched and you taste your own blood, you know, it doesn't feel great.
Do you remember what happened the next game after the Memphis game?
I can't remember.
You won.
We won the next game?
You actually won the next 2.
We won the next 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like, so I'm kind of drawing a connection between that Dallas game and within the Dallas game, it's like the world was crashing down on you. Like, you got like an NBA record run on you, and you're like, oh my gosh. And so you found that reset moment within that game.
This great experience here for this Thunder team on the road.
Are you a tennis guy at all?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Okay, well, I just watched this interview with Novak Djokovic. Are you familiar with who he is? Okay. You mind if I show you a clip from that interview and get your reaction from it? Okay, I want to just show you. It's like a 45-second.
Mental strength, which is what I think is your great gift.
I would have to correct you. I would have to correct you. It's not a gift. It's something that comes with work.
You train for the mental side the way you would your serve or your forehand.
The difference, I guess, between the guys who are able to be biggest champions and the ones that are struggling to get to the highest level is the ability to not stay in those emotions for too long.
Yeah, so you kind of summed that up really well. Like, you're a human, so we're going to go through, like you said, those emotions of like, oh, it's going to be bad on Twitter or whatever. Or, you know, just like the fear of losing. Like, I think that's good to kind of have during the game. You know, it shows you care. And I think we've done just a good job as a team, like being able to kind of curb how we feel and kind of move on to the next play in order to kind of stack stops and stack plays.
Got blocked by Chet Holmgren on the backside. There is Isaiah Joe off the dribble. That three is going to rattle home.
Kept your composure and just keep stringing together those stops.
Lawson drives and Holmgren swatted it at the summit. Isaiah Joe gives it up to Dort. Dort on the drive, blocked. Holmgren the putback jam.
I mean, you can never say, oh, I can take a punch if you've never got your knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say you can take a punch till you take one. So we have to go through those moments and learn from them to have that mental fortitude.
The drive, Dort hangs. No, the tip by Holmgren ties the game at 120.
Anything can happen in an NBA game.
To put the Thunder back up by 2.
Sometimes things that feel beyond your control, and it's about what you do next.
And somehow the Thunder, after taking a major shot to the chin, find a way to gather themselves and come back.
It's about the recognition that mental strength isn't a gift bestowed upon a select few. It's a skill earned only through experience.